Evan with the Mayor's Youth Corps Mobile Journalism Team. Today, we're exploring the American Victory Ship and Museum, a piece of history that has circumnavigated the globe twice during its service in 3 wars.
So our ship, it's the SS American Victory, so it served in World War II, Korea, and in Vietnam. So it was built in 1945 for World War II. During the tail end of it, so it didn't see much, but it was also very important in the rebuilding of Europe during the Marshall Plan after World War II as well. Actually, it was built in 55 days, which I think is really incredible. These ships could be built very quickly. And it was necessary that they were built very quickly at the end of the war. It was actually built by a team of men and women. And if you've ever heard of kind of like the Rosie the Riveter persona, that's kind of where that comes from. These really amazing women who were very quickly learning new trades to help build ships, planes. It is a cargo ship. You know, if you think about comparing it to a battleship, it's just as important, but it does serve a different purpose. So cargo ships were huge targets, especially during World War II with German U-boats and planes. But cargo is essential to win a war. So these ships were very important, and that's essentially why they were built. They would carry as big objects as jeeps, as vehicles, all the way down to ammo and things like food and provisions. When we brought the ship back to Tampa and wanted to restore it kind of to its World War II status, they were able to get the guns that would have originally been on it, the exact same type from other Victory ships where they still had survived, and they placed them on our ship so that we could actually have that representation of World War II. So we do have kind of like a new paint job. We sort of had a similar pattern before, but we've brightened it up with some different colors. And actually what that's called is a dazzle scheme. The idea of it was that it kind of messes with another enemy ship's perception of their distance because it's got this abstract geographical type pattern on it. A lot of really famous artists actually, like Thomas Hart Benton, a lot of really cool artists that we know of actually design these designs. So with this design that we have currently, we kind of wanted to incorporate the colors from the sports teams here in Tampa, a little homage to our city. And then you can also sort of see a like abstract lightning bolt in it as well, which is, I think, pretty neat. I think this ship is a significant piece of history because it is the like tangible, you know, environment of that history. You know, you can read a lot of history and you can study in the archives, but being able to actually be in the environment is so important to help you really understand what people went through. And I think that also because this is a cargo ship, it makes it a really important piece of history. The merchant mariners who served on these ships often don't really get a lot of credit and the recognition that they deserved because they weren't technically part of our military, but they experienced a really, really large casualty rate. And so I think this ship kind of serves as a memorial to them, as well as kind of a piece of history about World War II in general. So this ship means a lot to the veterans in this community. You know, we're a nonprofit and we operate mostly by the labor and time of volunteers, and a lot of those volunteers are veterans, veterans of Korea and Vietnam, but then we still have a few veterans from World War II as well. It's just kind of a great environment where these veterans have a support system and people who can relate to their experiences, and I just think that's really amazing. So I think our ship is a really fun way to teach history to children. I think that you know, history kind of has a bad rap sometimes of not being a super interesting subject, but I think that when students and the youth of our community can come here and see how really awesome it is, and they experience it and live it for, you know, a couple hours on a field trip. I think that's really important. I think that's really cool that they can see that this is here in their community. I care about this ship because I love history, and I especially love the, you know, the visual, tangible aspects of history. I think it's moving. I think it's really awesome that I can go, you know, touch an anchor that was, you know, on the ship during World War II. I just think that's really powerful. We're the only ship museum in the Tampa Bay that's original like this, so I think that is super unique and super awesome, and it's a good way to get a different type of lens to that World War II history.
The American Victory Ship and Museum is an excellent example of the incredible history hosted here in Tampa Bay. So come down to the Channel District and experience the unique trip through history that the ship offers.